what this is essentially a 3D magic lens. And so you can see the red part on the cat, or the red parts on the cat, that's indicating where the model is currently intersecting with the magic lens. And so up here we have 6 different parameters: UXC, YC, UZC, UDX, UDY, UDZ. So the XYZ over here control the X, Y, and Z of the box, while the D, DX, DY, DZ control the scale. So if I increase the DX, the box is going to increase on the X axis, and if I increase it on the Y, it's going to increase on the Y axis. So I can manipulate this box to kind of encapsulate what part of the model I want to select. Or yeah, and then if I move this, I can play around with the sliders to select any part of the cat that I want in the box. So here I've chosen for the head to be selected, and so now comes the fun part. Now I can lock this selection. So if I hit lock, what it'll do is it'll allow the user to start being able to modify the object, or the part of the object that is selected that's in the box. And so for the rest of the parameters, modify the selection. So for here you have UXM, UYM, UZM. These will transform the selection on the X, Y, or Z axis. So here, if I move X, the selection goes in the X direction, while the rest of the unselected body remains in the same position. So if I go Y, it goes up. Z, it goes from side to side like so. And if I, similar to the Z, the DX, DY, DZ parameters, the DMX, DMY, and DMZ modify the selection's scale. So if I increase the DMX, it'll increase the selected part of the model's X axis. It'll increase its X scale. And if I increase the Y, it'll increase the selected part's Y scale. And similarly Z, like so. So I can make the head wide, and yeah, it's almost like a 3D editor. So if I move it back down, place the head in a very funny position, and for the most part, that's what it does in terms of transformations. Now, another thing about the selection that I can do is go and change the color. So let's see, if I can change the color of the selection like so. So it can go, oh shoot, so I can change the green, blue, whatever color I want, and I can also blend it with the texture below. So if I decrease the alpha, the color that's going over the selection slowly disappears. So until alpha 0, then only the original texture remains. And if I increase it, it's gonna go completely back to the selection color, and I can go like intermediate here. And one last thing about the project is that I have a variable down here called uEdgeMargin. So what the program is actually doing is let's see, let me move this up so you can see better. So you can see what the program is actually doing is it's finding the vertices that are inside the box and applying a modification offset from these variables to it. And the edge margin serves to kind of make it so that it detaches from the original model. But if I lower the edge margin, you can see it's actually being transformed like this. And the edge margin is just there to make it so that it looks like it's detached. So if I do that, you can see it's actually all attached, and it's being transformed right here. Whereas if I increase the edge margin, then it's going to slowly just increase that margin between the selected and non-selected object. And if I unlock this, then the model returns back to its original transformation. Nothing's applied. So it's really easy to just hit the on and off button like that.